It's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol SOUPQ. SOUPQ. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So this here may look like several days worth of time. It's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to use this time frame. I think does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. From a presentation standpoint, this chart is sort of tricky because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are a day trader and you bought right there or you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 90 seconds after buying, then yeah, for you the chart's looking pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, then yeah, I get it. There was a pretty big pullback today. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. And when you have higher bases being built over time, that's how long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a different strategy and perspective going into the trade. And the reason why, from a big picture perspective, the chart, you still got to consider it being bullish, has everything to do with the purple line right there, the very famous 50-period simple moving average. And I've talked about this level in past videos I've done on this one. But even if you just have a surface deep understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 50-period, and you know that when the price is above it, assuming you're bullish, of course, you want to see the price stay above it because that implies that the price is still bullish. And you can see here on the pullback, the price was pulling back, and surprise, surprise, look right where it decided to bounce. Bounced right off that purple line there. That's why I laugh when people say, oh, charts don't work. Well, what a total coincidence. And now there's not much wiggle room. I mean, there is not much room for the price to pull back before it's potentially below that pink or purple line. But as it stands right now, the price is still above it. And, let's just say that this happens. So let me clear off this stuff here. Let's say the price comes down here and does something like this where it goes sideways and then eventually starts to head back up. From the big picture of things, and again, I fully realize that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you couldn't care less about this. But if you care about the overall picture, well, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have that set of lows right there. You'd have that set down there. If you picture each one of these as stair steps, well, hey, the overall stair steps are still headed in the upwards direction, and that is the name of the game. So if you haven't kind of connected those dots, that purple line is definitely the key level of support going into tomorrow. I'm not even going to talk about levels of resistance because, in my opinion right now, breaking levels of resistance, not a top priority. Top priority right now is stabilizing here. The price is pulling back, but as long as it builds that higher base, that's the key. So that's the top priority at this point in time. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.